And today we're going to be talking about how Double Masters happened. Double Masters, for those who don't know, is a set that's coming out this July. It is a Masters set. The Masters sets are back. It is a premium product that is likely way too expensive per pack. Boxes are going for about $300 a box based on Amazon pre-sales, which we don't know for sure what that final price is going to be because there's no longer SRPs. It's caused a lot of different drama in the community. This, along with the secret layer printing, has put a lot of people kind of in the position that like these are really, really expensive products, and who are these products for? Especially at a time where at the same moment, there's a lot of cards like fetch lands that need to be reprinted in general to kind of make Eternal formats like Modern accessible to new players. And so there's kind of this strife in the community, especially during this moment of COVID, where the affordability of Magic is at an all-time low, and Wizards is printing premium product that is priced at an all-time high. And I kind of want to talk about how we got here. How Double Masters is a direct response to Ultimate Masters, which was the last Masters product that came out about 2 years ago, December 2018. And kind of just how the pricing strategy and what Ultimate Masters did showed Wizards the way of kind of going about this process, and a little bit of just the bad timing of, Double Masters, this set that should be pretty exciting, is coming out in the middle of COVID and all these other things that are happening. So just kind of give you a little bit breakdown of a timeline, and why this fits. So in general, it takes 2 years at a minimum for Wizards to develop and launch a product, especially a drafting product. Famously, for standard sets, that's kind of the exact schedule, right? A set that's coming out today is something that I began working on 2 years ago. Some smaller products, there's a shorter timeline. Core sets, I believe, is closer to 18 months versus 2 years, and then obviously stuff like Commander products and stuff is a little bit lower timeline, but if a drafting product, it takes longer. And then add that to supplementary sets, especially drafting ones, there's only so many limited windows where those products can come out year to year. And so even if they come up with an idea right now for a set, the next at least year and a half is already kind of blocked down what products are going to come out just based on release schedules and distribution models. And so they're really looking at a longer timeline. Famously, Unstable and Conspiracy had been designed years before they were able to eventually actually come out, and just those were the open slots for a limited product to be able to come out. And we've seen, and kind of that's the original story of Ultimate Masters, we've seen when these product lines have been, when they've released too many draft sets in a single year, right? The era of master sets where we had a new one every 3 months alongside limited sets, alongside conspiracies and battle bonds and all of that all at once. And eventually there was fatigue with these master sets, which eventually led to them being canceled. Ultimate Masters was a set where, coming off of the decline between Iconic, Magic 25, falling below kind of expectations, both critically and financially for Wizards. Most of this is arguably due to the fact that declining reprint qualities in sets that they were coming out, as well as some other kind of marketing issues, especially with Iconic Masters, were putting it kind of these premium costed products that are $10 per pack, below kind of what people expected as far as the quality of cards needed to be in it for that set. So this eventually led to them getting to the point of canceling the series entirely. It ended up, with them looking at a way to kind of finalize it. They were already working on what that at the time was called Graveyard Masters. This is eventually what became Ultimate Masters, and they went out with a bang. They realized that they wanted to get back to what the first Modern Masters was, and that was a limited product that had at the time it was $7 retail, but you couldn't really open a pack that didn't return the value you were getting, right? The between the foils in every pack, the fact that Kitchen Finks foils or Path to Exile foil were all kind of at that level, plus the rare equity was also really high. And so looking at Ultimate Masters, because this is going to be the last one of these they're going to make, they were able to spend a lot more of their reprint equity into this set. But this forced them to kind of make it, instead of a normal $10 retail, they brought it up to a $15. So this is the first time they did kind of a limited product that was that expensive, but because of the depth of quality of cards and the value of the packs you were opening, this set was a runaway hit. Not to mention the fact that the limited format is amazing. Graveyard Matter sets generally are very popular. So they came up with this set and ended up being this amazing limited format on the Graveyard, introducing box toppers, which are basically on average a $50 bill included with every box. a return to what was great about Modern Masters 1 with just great equity, great limited format. Except the difference was that it had the $15 SRP versus original Modern Masters, which had a $7 SRP. The world doesn't work anymore with MSRP as a thing that works. The retailers don't like you telling them what their prices are going to be, and they have a lot of power now, especially since the retailers have now become limited. And on top of that, you have just, stuff like that. What happens with Modern Masters 1, where it's an SRP of $7, which means they, on average, probably sold it anywhere between $3 to $4 per pack to retailers. But almost immediately, every retailer realized, oh, this is actually worth $12 a pack. We're just going to sell it at that for that first run. It's a limited set release, so it's gone. It evaporates within the first day. The only real place you can get it after that first week was at the Grand Prix Vegas, which was the largest Grand Prix of all time at that point, partially because of the excitement around being able to play a limited Grand Prix with Modern Masters 1. And that $7 price point didn't really work, or it didn't really exist. And that's kind of why immediately they course corrected in with Modern Masters 2015, a set with worse reprints, arguably, or at least the value of those reprints being so much more positioned into the Mythic Rare slot. They raised it to $10 because that's what the price of the pack at retail was. So Wizards was just taking kind of a part of that cut and realizing that's what it is. And the way that kind of works when it's a limited set release, it's the value of what's inside of a box ends up being what the box is going to cost you. And so Wizards is trying to play that game of guessing what that's going to be, which in some ways does suck, but it allows them, when they do sets like Ultimate Masters, to reprint a lot of different product. Ultimate Masters, the final Master set for now. What it did was double the price of the original Modern Masters, so $7 to $15, with extremely popular limited format box toppers that were basically $50 bills included, at least double the reprint equity on top of that, making opening packs for Master Set worth it again. Up to this point, you kind of just got screwed if you tried opening packs unless you were playing limited with them, and so by increasing it up to this $15, Wizards was able to print more exciting cards into these sets, making it worth it to open these packs again, making it something exciting for players. And really, every pack you open feels great. And it's super popular. Ultimate Masters was an extremely popular format, which puts kind of Wizards in a bind, right? They just canceled this flagship product that ends up being the most popular product they printed in a while, or not most popular product, but the most popular Master Set they printed in a while. And that gets us back to kind of that 2-year timeline. So Wizards was planning on canceling this line due to its lack of popularity, but was able to show a model that made it successful, raising the price, raising the retail, and doubling the quality of product inside, which is where we get to doubling Masters. Sadly, that brings us to 2020, the garbage fire that is this year, and due to multiple situations that involve COVID-19 and just all the effects of that happened, they announced this set, and it's as expensive as it is. And from Wizards' perspective, this was supposed to be Ultimate Masters 2, right? That set did very well. It was very beloved. This is supposed to be the next step at it, knowing that was successful. It looks like they've even increased, the double rares per pack, double foils per pack. They've increased even what's available in those sets, except that it's kind of off of the back of a year where there's just been so many reprinting issues. There's been so much power level issues where Standard is on top of that, kind of going back and retroactively making cards that were good before no longer playable due to just power creep over the last 9 months or to a year. And so people are kind of in a bind, and it sucks. And so then we go back to the fact that earlier this week, Mark Rosewater on Blogatog, I believe, answered a question kind of basically saying, hey, there is a premium product retail space. There are buyers out there that want to buy a premium retail product. Is it fair that we don't make product for them? And he worded it badly, and I definitely think you should go watch Vince from Pleasant Kenobi did a really good breakdown on kind of the issues with hunting whales and all that goes into it. That definitely recommended, link below. But basically, his statement is that there's a group of people that want to buy this type of product, and Ultimate Masters was kind of proof to them of that. And how can they go about making products for that audience that doesn't annoy everyone else who can't afford it? Because and this is where I think also disagree with that sentiment. I think that there's two sides to one of these premium products, right? There's three sides, right? There's a cool limited format. There's premium valuable promos of stuff that I think people are excited about. I think that's where the secret layers are actually very beneficial. They allow players to buy exclusive content that won't come out again, that makes their stuff look as cool as possible. That is a premium version of it. I don't think the Fetch Land secret layer product is inherently bad. I think that the fact that there is just no Fetch Land reprint on the horizon that is confirmed is a mistake alongside of that, and then maybe the price. But the fact that there's cool Fetch Land promos is fine. I think that the fact that you're gatekeeping a limited format that are some of the best of all time, right? Modern Masters 1 is generally considered a top 3 limited format ever. And the fact that that is not an available thing for most people that can afford it sucks. And I think is kind of stretching this to to being a breaking point issue. And then the third thing is the intended goals originally, Modern Masters 1 was supposed to be reprint sets. These are sets that are supposed to kind of increase the supply of cards in the market because they realized they can't put them in the standard. Inquisition of Kozilek was both too powerful and too flavorfully off of every plane they put it, including Zendikar, a plane with Kozilek on it, that they realized that they needed to come up with alternative ways to print these cards. These are three different problems, and they're smushing it all into a solution using technology from 2013 with Modern Masters 1, a set that back then there weren't that many supplementary draft sets, maybe one extra product a year. Like the fact that there was a commander product and a supplementary draft was more product than ever before at that point. And so the fact that now that's not true. Modern Horizon, this year there's going to be mystery boosties. There's going to be double masters, and there's going to be commander masters, plus 2 commander products, plus 4 standard sets, plus other product that hasn't been announced, plus premium booster packs, plus Brawl last year. So I don't think we now live in a world where you have to put so much effort into one format, especially because that format is now creating feel badge for a lot of your community who no longer get to play. You're costing out people and really putting a barrier to entry on what you really need to do, which is print reprints. So you're stuck with this product that has 3 different jobs, and it doesn't do any of them that well. It's not great for premium collectors because you're not actually getting anything premium. You're getting reprints, right? Maybe there's alternate art to cards, but classically that art is worse than the originals or isn't as exciting because these have in some ways are more common than some of the original printings of cards. You have, and now with Secret Lair, you have such a great outlet for there. You're missing the limited player because they can't afford it. Like maybe one person will buy a box and then 8 of them will play it once. You'll get 8 of friends and he'll keep all the cards, or she will keep all the cards, and that is obviously, then why are you making these limited formats? Why are you putting all of this work to come up with these really fun limited products if it's just for that collector crowd who doesn't want it or doesn't need it? Like if I'm a collector, I want to play with my friends, and so those two things don't necessarily need to be attached. And the third thing is reprints, and this is really, I think, the key sticking point is that the point of this, the reason Modern Masters 1 was invented was to be able to kind of create a venue, and at $7 a pack it would have to reprint cards so that people can access Modern or Pioneer or Legacy or whatever format that specific master set was for. And they've moved away from that and created an environment where you can't really access a lot of these older formats. Modern is really hard. I mean, when we did the Professor videos, literally 99% of comments were, "Oh, you can't afford Modern. I'd rather buy a car," or something along those lines, which is a joke, but is kind of the point is that because of the cost of Fetch Lands, because of the lack of reprints on cards that are really hard to get into, it becomes extremely expensive for new players to play. And Fetch Lands are the real sticking point here, right? The almost every other card they've done actually a pretty good job of reprinting them, including Shock Lands, but this Fetch Land barrier is just really hard to kind of find a solution for. And releasing a premium style product that no longer really makes sense, even though Ultimate Masters was as successful as it was. Because in the meantime, right, you could do Battle Bond, you can do Conspiracy, you can do Unstable. Unstable was sold out both of its print runs and is worth nothing. You can open a pack, you get a $5 land. for a $5 pack, and that's just because that's a guarantee. So like you can do limited formats that are fun for people that want cool limited formats. You could do premium product like Secret Layers, even expensive ones like the Fetchland one. And I think people would be fine with it. But you need to reprint cards, and you need to be doing it in a way that actually gets those cards into the market, especially. And if you're starting to lean into paying attention to Arena, if that's what Wizards is trying to do, great. But yeah, part of the point of this video is really talk to how, the success of Ultimate Masters, which came from almost a different era, is what caused Doubling Masters, and due to a circumstance of just the world changing in that time, both in their printing policy to COVID-19 and everything, it ended up being a weird moment. And I'm assuming this format's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to play Doubling Masters. I definitely am probably going to end up buying a box. It's an interesting problem when this product is kind of from a bygone era, and it's saying we don't want people to play our game unless you can afford it. And I think that's a mistake. So, hopefully you like this type of video. It's long and rambly, and I don't know if I got to the point of what I was trying to say. But if you liked this, please let me know below. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Doubling Masters is going to be a success? Do you think it's needs to be separated? Do you think there's now 3 different audiences? And if they're going to lean into this product isn't made for you, maybe this product that's currently made for too many people needs to be more specified. And let me know. Let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you want more content like this of me just talking at the camera and ranting with jump cuts. Because that would be, I don't know. I can see if I can do more of it. Thanks so much, and make sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm at Kess Wiley. Make sure to check out our Patreon. It's how we pay for the editors. And this was me who edited this, but the podcast editor and the hot take editors that would come out every week. Hot takes every Tuesday, podcast every Friday, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much.